Something else I wanted to add, we did have a child, and he's about 2 years old right now, and one reason why I want to stay here is, not that things happen everywhere, but I feel like in America, when you have a child, if we were living there, I would be fearful that he could be shot in school. He could be shot and killed, along with his classmates in America. And look, it can happen anywhere, but I think the frequency is much more in America than it is.
And you were saying that we were talking at dinner. You were kind of talking about there's a different shooting every other week and all this chaos in America, whereas here, there are terror attacks in Europe, less so in Germany, but it just doesn't seem as kind of a recurring part of life in terms of shooting and violence. Can you kind of talk about, in terms of being here, we know the healthcare, education, but do you have any worries about your child other than, day-to-day parental stuff?
No, not really. The thing is, it's not only that it happens. I think what the major problem is that nothing is being done about it in America. That's what really pissed me off in the last couple of years when I lived there. I saw all this stuff happening, and again, Germany is certainly not perfect. There's a lot of problems here too, and nothing is perfect. I don't know what country is, but I know that if things like that would happen over and over and over again, something would change. Some legislation would be passed that would control that better. We don't have the gun laws that they have in America. Here you can't carry a gun around, so that's already covered. But something, whatever it would be, something would happen. I know that. And in America, it's amazing to me. Every week, it almost seemed like there was a shooting, and nothing was being done about it from either party. So, and that's what's so scary.
And lastly, I don't know. It seems to me that I've been to a few other European countries, but I think the government here, it kind of seems they look at it as investing in their economy. So they look at it as, if we invest 198 euros per family, right. If we invest in education, if we invest in healthcare, if we invest in all these things, we're going to get it back and then some.
Sure.
Because you have more educated people, you have healthier people,
right.
Whatever the case may be, people who want to stay here,
less
violence, all those things. Do you think part of that is that social contract? They're not just doing it, the government's not just doing it because we want everyone to live well, but because that's just part of the economic formula, invest in basic things.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you there. Yeah, I think that's definitely the case.
You heard the numbers. I'm not sure, but Sanders was talking about it many times, that the cost of health care in America is much more than any other countries that do have single payer health care. So yes, it's one of the reasons why you do have, because you have less costs at the end of the day. So it's the less freedom part is just it's just amazing, that argument that they bring up. And
So any parting shots for our TYT viewers who, as we shit on America for the last
oh my
no.
God,
20
we love
minutes.
America.
You know what
too.
we do? We
so that's why we want it to
we want it
get
to
better.
be better, because it's happening in other countries. So we should have that too.
And I want you to just finish. You and I were talking about Trump and how I get frustrated because let's stop pretending everything was dandy on January 19th. All this talk of fascism and everything's falling off a cliff, almost like it's gotten so much worse under Trump, kind of covers up what was going on before Trump. And you and I were also talking that, the biggest threat isn't Trump, it's if the Democrats don't put forth a progressive candidate to take him out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think people can get away saying those things about, suddenly, it's terrible because he's in office, and it is terrible that he's in office. But I think because he is so scary and embarrassing, people can get away with saying that, and I think a lot of times people forget about what's happened in the past. It was all, so much of what was there, it was all there before, he came into office. He's just embarrassing us now.
Okay.